Hey everybody, BeyondDrewTV here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a little first look series here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at new cities today from Lone Pine Studios there. Big thanks to the team over there as they did provide the copy of the game for free for a review copy. So again, big shout out to the fine folks over at the studio there for providing a copy. So if you haven't heard of New Cities, this game's been on my radar for a few months now. Been actively following them on Twitter and watching updates on their YouTube channel and everything like that. This is basically going to be a brand new city builder in kind of in the likes of SimCity 2000 and 3000-ish. So yeah, I like to kind of compare it for today's game for kind of compared to Parkitect. Have you ever heard of Parkitect? It's a theme park simulation slash building game, and it kind of focuses more on like the management and simulation of it, whereas you also have on the opposite end of the spectrum Planet Coaster, which is more of a design game, and the management is kind of lackluster and stuff. So this is kind of like that for the city building genre, where you have, City Skylines today, which is a beautiful game, and you can build, hyper realistic cities that, but maybe they don't function quite like a city does. It's more like a painter rather than a simulator. And that's where this game kind of I feel picks up the slack there. Is if you're really looking for a management style city builder game, then this game is probably going to be right up your alley. Now it is good to note, as you can see right here, this is version 0.0.50.9 alpha. So this is a way early build of the game. I'm again really happy that they're letting people try out the game. You can go on Steam right now and get the game for yourself and everything like that. So there's all that fun stuff. But let's go ahead and jump into it here and kind of give you an idea of what we're dealing with here. So from the main menu there, you can just go ahead and play a new city. But there is one thing I wanted to note here, which is the building designer. And you can go ahead and go into that, and it will load up a nice little building. Again, a little building designer here where you can go through and just really modify individual structures. Now, I think we had something like this in SimCity 3000, I believe. But yeah, this is just basically a continuation of that. So you can build your own custom build. We're not going to do it today, but you can build your own custom buildings and anything you want that will randomly generate into the city there. So I just wanted to kind of show that off there before we jump into the actual gameplay of the city. So here is the city here, or here's the map that you start with. Now this is a randomly generated map from what I can tell. If we go here and go to new city, don't save, it goes ahead and generates a brand new map. And there is something very interesting about the way New Cities maps are. So as you can see here, this is a very big map, right? Very big, but how big is it? Now let's see. If we just keep zooming in here, we'll go into this lake. We just keep zooming in and zooming in and zooming in and zooming in and zooming in. Yeah, it's ginormous. If you were playing SimCity 4, I think this would be counted as a regional map, or was it SimCity 3? I can't remember, but yeah, one of those games, they had regional maps where there would be multiple little sections squared off and you could build in like that little map area. No, this game, probably because of the graphic style, it is full on like, holy crap, it's huge. So, and then something else, you can hold on the middle mouse button there and rotate around so you can get a full 3D view, and you kind of come down as well. Now, I will note that the camera angles with this get kind of funky. It's something is off-putting about it once we start getting cities and the angles get kind of weird. And I don't know if it's going to stay like this forever, but it kind of feels like there should be like a snapping thing. There's some games where you can kind of do rotating like this, but it kind of snaps you into a position. And it kind of feels like this game should maybe implement that a little bit, because you get some really funky looks on the map, and it really throws your eyes off there. So a new city. Welcome to New Cities. Thank you. Your first task is to build some roads. Click on the road tool in the bottom left-hand corner. I shall do that, sir. Thank you. So we're going to go to roads right here. We have a street and we have an avenue. We're going to go ahead and start pretty simple there with a street. And we're going to start in this little, butt out right here. We have our city right down in here. Let's get right down. We have our neighborhoods and stuff right over here. So let's build a road coming straight parallel. And I like these little lines that they have here. These are kind of, kind of telling you like, hey, maybe you should kind of build right there, since it is all grid-based and stuff. So kind of gives you some outlines to kind of build on there. So there you go. There's what the roads and stuff look like. And here's kind of deep down. There you go, view. Get some nice details on there. But let's make a little square area here. Go out this way. Go up this way, and holy heck, we made a square. First roads, you built some roads, correct. Now place some zones. Use the zone tool next to the road tool. You need green zones for housing. This is called residential. So if you have played, again, cities, city skylines, or SimCity or anything like that, you are going to be familiar with the general gist of the game and the gameplay and stuff. So I'm just going to set up our roads a little bit here. Let's just do it like that. And you know, I want to go ahead and update one of our roads to an avenue, and you can do that by just clicking over it, dragging it out here, and bam! Now we have an avenue. There you go. And you know what? We can do one more avenue like that. And we'll do another one like that. We'll do another one like that. There. So now the middle area is kind of surrounded by avenues. Is that a good idea? I don't know, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. So here's how simple it is to place houses and stuff. Boom, and we'll unpause it so we'll actually get some people coming in here. Holy cow. First farm, people live and work here. Keep building, we have a farm. First house, someone moved in. Now let's get them a job. Yellow zones, called agricultural, allow farms. Farms need very large amounts of flat space. Expect to fill the map with them. Hint, for agricultural zones, place roads along the grid lines. We were talking about that just a second ago. For residential, place roads along the dot so that every dot is connected to a road. You don't need to build a tight grid. Whoops. Anyways, I kind of already did that. So they're saying that we need to build some, a farm, and that people will work and live out at the farm. So let's go ahead and zoom out, and here's that scale there. You can see where our itty bitty city is right there. Holy heck. Let's go ahead and put the farmland right across the bay, basically. Well, not along the beach, because that'd be weird, but maybe right over here. Hamlet, 100 people live here. Holy cow. The state now legally recognizes our locality. Someone even wants to open a store. Use the blue zone called retail. Place retail zones at important intersections and along major thoroughfares. There will not be a lot of retail demand until the city grows larger, so use it sparingly for now. All right, man. All right, I will, but I gotta first get on the I gotta get on the farm situation first. So we're gonna put our farms right out here, I think. So we're gonna make some big old squares. We'll come out here. We'll bring it up. There we go. So big old squares. We'll go and fill this in. And then this comes with, I have played this game a little bit the day before recording this, just to kind of get a feel for it and stuff like that. And I do like this, where density is a thing, or leaving space open for, there we go. Leaving space open is the thing to let your developments kind of, or your areas kind of develop as big as they need to be. So there's the possibility, you know, over here that I'm not sure quite how the residential works, but I think if we give them like more room, that the houses will expand out into like apartment buildings and you know, bigger structures and like multi-house facilities and stuff like that. So I thought that was really interesting. It kind of took me a minute to kind of realize what that was doing, but yeah, as you can see here, as we just keep placing these around, they kind of auto-develop, and depending on the space that is provided to them is kind of what the building that will kind of build there. So something to kind of think about there. So as you go through, we're just going to fill up this area with farmland. There we go. And we'll go ahead and connect up our farmland to our main area. Now there are, as far as I can tell, not quote-unquote curved roads as of yet. Again, remember, the game is very, very much so in development, so everything and anything can change. But you know, you can still make kind of like diagonal roads going across, and you can kind of do a curve-ish. You know, like that. That's kind of a curve, right? But you know, so just keep your eye on their Twitter pages. They do update their Twitter page all the heckin' time with updates to the game and all that fun stuff there. I know that just before recording this, I saw that they were talking about you know, buses, and also making zoning a lot easier with different zone tools up here. So they definitely are actively updating the game all the heckin' time there. So definitely keep an eye on their Twitter there. So we want some retail zones. Let's put some retail like right here and here. There we go. Oh, we got some retail. Bang, rang. We'll even put some houses along the main roads here, kind of get some more people moving in. Speed up the time too. What are we waiting for? There we go. So random weather is coming in, looks like. You get random bits of weather and day and night cycle as well, so we can kind of take a look here. Get way in there. There we go. Slow down the time so you can kind of see the cars going by. But there you go. Help wanted, help wanted. Yeah, all the commercial stores, they always seem to need a lot of help and stuff. So, but let's go ahead and expand out our little residential area here just a little bit more. Let's keep this going straight across. Now I do realize I am gonna have to skip some of these because we don't want to red light every other little road here. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna actually. Oh, that's right. I forgot. You can't just, at least as I can tell, you can't just delete a road. You kind of have to go in and pay eminent domain to, if you delete a road, you have to delete the houses and stuff too. So, and that makes sense, right? In a real city, you know, if someone comes in and they're wanting to do road construction and stuff, they're going to have to close down the road, possibly buy up some of your land, buy your house because you're going to tear it down and stuff. So that's why you really have to plan out ahead here. So, you know what? We're going to leave it alone for now. We're going to leave it alone. We're going to do this instead. Won't connect that. Won't connect this either. But we will connect this one. There we go. We could even probably do one of these and one of these. There you go. And something else is kind of cool. You can make cul-de-sacs. Now you might have saw right there that we had little cul-de-sacs, but you can actually build these out. Let me just get this going. We'll get a big expansion going here. But these little cul-de-sacs, you can go to the end of it and build a little cul-de-sac. Just by clicking on that little circle. Then, you know, obviously have the houses leading up to it too, but that was really neat. They actually, you know, put the houses at the end of the cul-de-sac if you click on it. So, excuse me. Let's go ahead and just fill the area with houses since they need some more help with the with our commercial zones and everything. So we'll go ahead and give them all the help that we can. Oops, I don't want that there. So there's that. Looks like we need some more agriculture as well. And some more. Let's see. Bring this in the middle. About right there. Bring this over here. Bring this up here. There. Sure. So yeah, the little zoning tools that they're bringing in are really going to help because instead of clicking around like we're doing right here, it's going to be like a circle radius. So you can just, like anything that's in the circular radius, you can go ahead and place that zone and stuff. So there is that. Oh, I forgot to speed up the time. That's why things are taking a while. Let's go ahead and keep adding in some more farmland. As you can see here, our farmland is really filled in all the way. I love that. I love it. Village, 1,000 people live here. There are officially more humans residents than bovine. Next achievement at 5,000, we can build a school. So that is the other thing that we haven't touched on at all, right? Schooling and police and all that fun stuff there. So we'll eventually get a little government building or button right here that will have parks and police and you name it, all that fun stuff. There's also mass transportation as well. So there's going to be buses, and I think they're talking about subways and you know, all that fun stuff there, as traffic is a thing that we have to keep an eye on. As you can see here, we have all of our overlays. Transportation is the key to prosperity. Bad traffic can prevent people from getting to jobs, shopping, and amenities. So here's your sign there for what the traffic situation is like. So obviously it's a little bit busier, right? Next to our stores. People are wanting to go to the stores and shop there. But it's not that bad there. But I love how you can see the cars and everything. But yeah, there's different prosperity maps, value maps. Obviously it's a little bit higher here, I think, because we're near the water perhaps. And just because there's like stores and stuff. So this part of town is a little bit, you know, not as built up. You have our crime map, education. So all of this different stuff, you know, that you'd normally see in other games and stuff is in this as well. So it's nice to see. Then there's this little demo here, this little F here. And I think that is if you select a building, I think it shows like where people are going to and from for it there. But you can also select on buildings just normal, and it'll bring up any information if you have the queue up here, and it tells you, you know, who's working there and or who lives here, you know, how much land value it has, how much pollution they're making, what's their density, I think it is, how much crime they're producing, what their education level is, what their land value is. So it's just, it even goes into telling you how much money they're paying in taxes, and the more upgraded the houses get, the more educated they are, the more taxes they pay, you know, the kind of things like that. We go into our loan tab and everything here. Take a look at our different property tax. We're going to raise our property taxes a little bit. That's about 4%. that seems fair. Later on, if just in case we don't get to it, you can get different taxes as well. Like a sales tax comes into effect. You can raise fines when you build a police station. You can raise how much the fines are going to be for the people. It's very, very detailed when it comes to management and all that kind of fun stuff with it. So we're gonna go ahead and expand out again because it looks like we can and we should. So let's go ahead and connect that up there. We're gonna kill some of our cul-de-sacs, but you know, that's okay. We'll just make new ones. There you go. I say we're gonna make new ones and I kill them right away. Bam! And let's see. I think that looks pretty good. Let's bring this out like that. Maybe have this connect out here as well. And look at that grid going. I did notice it is pretty easy to get into the grid of things with this game, since it is, you know, there's no circular or round paths or anything yet. Again, I'm not going to say that it's not coming because I don't know. It's very early in the game's development cycle and everything. But as of right now, it's very much, you know, a lot of straight lines. But that's not to say that you can't get creative with it. I've definitely seen on the game's Discord and stuff that people are really, really running away with this already. They're building just some amazing cities and all that fun stuff already. So, oh, hey, we have a new thing to build. So as you can see here, we need to build warehouses. So, or industries, and industries are going to directly affect our commercial there. So we need to kind of build them a little bit close together, if I remember correctly. I don't know if you're making that up as well, but you know, we're going to go ahead and build our industry off this way, I think. So let's go ahead and continue our big avenue down. Isn't there a road? Yeah, we're going to continue it honestly all the way to our road right here because we have the money. It's going to cost about $1 million. Oh god, that's another thing with money. If you've ever been upset that things don't cost like real life cost in games and stuff, this game kind of tackles it. I don't know why that's always bugged me in certain games where it's like, oh yeah, buy this hot dog stand and it'll cost you $200. Like, oh, really? Are you kidding? But this one, yeah, it looks like they actually take money and what it should be and like actually make you feel like you're spending, you know, a good amount of money there. So, so as we remember from the beginning, it said to build on the dots for our zones and stuff. I think it just said residential zones, so we might not have to worry about that with these guys. Let's see if it'll build a bridge automatically across. It kind of does. Okay, so sometimes when you're building water or across waterways, it'll usually kind of do there it goes, an automatic bridge. So you can do that to build an automatic bridge. Or there's also a bridge builder option, and it's right here. If you you can build these bridge pillars. And as you do, you can put roads on top of it. And that is how you can build your own kind of custom bridges. So, yeah, something like that. If we wanted to. Obviously, we don't want to. But I just wasted all my money. But it's not a big deal. We'll make it back in just a minute. So, let's go ahead and build our industry section over here. Let's see here. Industry is another one where I noticed that you kind of need to give them a little bit of an open space to let them kind of develop. So we will do that. We'll do like this, and we'll see how that turns out. There we go. See how, there we go. So they just start to automatically develop, and that those two industries right there already knocked out our entire, let me bring this up. You can sticky this, there we go. Kind of knocked out our entire wants and needs for the whole thing. So we don't need anything. Everything is awesome. Let's go ahead and put in some more commercial right over here. There we go. We finally need a little bit more commercial. I think we'll put a line of commercial right here. There we go. We'll probably need to upgrade that road eventually as well. And now people are wanting to move in again, so we'll abide them. Put them all the way down this road because I have plans of expanding a neighborhood back this way as well. We can actually upgrade this a little bit since we know it is going to get busier. Now, these are not the only two roads that you get as your city develops more. You can get boulevards and highways and you name it. You know, anything that you're normally used to, kind of thing. You can do it in here. So let's go ahead and do a pretty large expansion this way. Let's get that 5,000 people before we sign off for this first look at. Oh God, I'm doing those big roads everywhere. Let's not do those big roads everywhere. There we go. It seems like enough space in between red lights as we're going up our main little avenue here. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and add in. Yeah, something like that. Whoops. Oh, there's your diagonal road. A little bit more interesting, but not what we're going for. Or something like that, just a little bit different of the look on the neighborhoods there. Have to connect one more time. There we go. Grand opening. Did you hear about the new supermarket going up? New amenities, small park. Next achievement, if a corporation chooses our city for their new headquarters, they'll sponsor a community college. I love that. I think that's so cool. Here's the mall, by the way. I think it's so cool that they make a big deal about, you know, a new mall has opened up. There's, you know, the prosperity is really coming up. And now a big corporation, you know, like Walmart or something else, you know, they might come in and actually choose our city for it. So I think it's a really cool little touch to put in that kind of stuff. And as you can see here, there's now just a bunch of different, you know, options for stores and everything, you know, public printers, worldly rugs, Italian beef, all attached to this one commercial building. And if you remember, that happened out of just a few little commercial things, and they kind of automatically, since the prosperity and density and everything kind of came to fruition, it just automatically expanded into that giant mall right there. So if you give it the space, you know, it'll expand out. Is what I think it is the deal there. So let's go ahead and get some people in. We're not done expanding this area, but I want to start to get this neighborhood filled in, filled out there. Get our cul-de-sacs going. Something else to also note that is probably one of the coolest things, I think, for this game is that you can also get mixed use zones eventually. So mixed use meaning you can have a apartment building on top of a commercial building. So you see this a lot, you know, bigger cities in New York, Chicago, you name it, any kind of bigger city, you'll see that in their more downtown areas where you have people living above stores and stuff like that. So that's the same thing here. You can definitely do that in this game as well, which I think is a super duper neat little thing to add in there, neat little realistic kind of thing to add in there. So there we go. Need some more agriculture. Finally, I will add that in for y'all. We're gonna expand this way though. I don't want to go too much up, and I don't want to go towards the ocean as well. So we will just make a big expansion this way. Bring it up. There we go. There we go. How are we doing on our population? How are we doing? We're almost there. We are almost there. So we get a few more jobs in. I think that we will probably get it. And we can build a park too. I forgot we can build that park now. There we go. All right, so that should be enough expansion for them for a little bit. Let's build a park. Small park. First little amenity building that we can do. So as you can see, it's going to add +1 nature, reduces pollution in the area, and adds some value, enhances the value of an area as well. So I think, it doesn't quite tell you, but I think this means that this area is good. I think. And that this area is not. And it would kind of make sense because this is more of an open area right now. It's not as condensed down as this one is. So maybe these people are kind of yearning for a park to get the nature of. Let's see if yellow kind of comes up over here. Or maybe the yellow's bad. Let's put a park over here and then we'll see. Maybe the yellow is bad. I think the yellow's bad. Okay, yellow is bad. So we want to raise it over here as well. There we go. Okay, cool. So there's that. We'll add one more right down here across from our warehouses. There we go. And one up here. So that cost me about 1,000,000 buckaroonies every single time, and then one more over here. Does that cover it? I think that, just about, yep, we need one more about right there. All right, there we go. So now our people are going to be super happy. Everyone wants to move in. We are almost to that 5 grand as well, so let's go ahead and finish this out. Sure. I'm just trying not to make straight up grids, you know? I think it would be, obviously, it'd be way more efficient if you're just going for efficiency just to grid it up. But I'm trying my hardest to not just have straight grids everywhere and give it a little bit of life there. Maybe some of them will have just straight grids though. No, because that's going off the avenue. Here we go. Yep, and then what, one more? Yep, one more. Will this come down? Not connect. We'll have it connect right there. That's enough space in between red lights and everything. So cool. And then we might want to make this an avenue right here because I feel like that's a main thoroughfare, but we're going to wait and see how that turns out. So let's go ahead and fill in the gaps here, get some people moved in. Yes, we probably want to put some commercial over here so people don't have to drive as far to their jobs or shopping. Fill in the corners as well, since they let us fill in the corners, which is pretty neat there. Town, 5,000 people live here. There is now a dot on the map. Nice. Residents are asking for a school. A school is expensive, but will attract factories. Factories employ more people than farms do, and we've already kind of got into the factories a little bit there. Oh, our factories expanded too. That's exciting. I just want to fill this in. It's gonna annoy me if I don't fill it in. And then I'll read the rest of it. There. New amenity school. Next achievement at 20,000, we can build a city hall. Hint, factories will not develop in the middle of nowhere. Place industry near retail, busy roads, or apartment buildings. So there you go. That is, now we are officially a town and everything, but I think that's a good place to kind of leave new cities for now. Now, if y'all are really interested and want to keep our city going, I have no problem with that at all. It's not like I have a limited time with the game or anything like that, but there's just, it's still, like I said, very, very early development. So, you know, yeah, it'd just be fun to kind of keep an eye on it as it develops. But again, if you all would like to keep this series going, we can definitely keep this series going. That's not a problem at all. But overall, we will definitely keep up to date with everything new cities right here on the channel. So, hey, if this is your first time hanging out with us and you want to get more new cities info and updates, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, stay in the loop there. Also hit the like button, helps out the video, helps out the channel immensely there. So, excuse me. So, hey, thanks so much everyone for hanging out. And yeah, until the either next episode or next update of new cities, let's get a nice zoom in of our little town there. There we go. Y'all have a good one. Thanks so much.